Hi folks, Rick Berube here. I am live with Bobby Stardust here.
Hi everybody.
At the Southwest office. Bobby last year finished number 3 in this office, which is a extremely productive office. Always in the top echelon of the teams in our company. And my question for you today is, how do you do that year in and year out? Give them a little insight.
You know, I've been in the business for 21 years. I have a really good rapport with my clients. Unfortunately, the first 10 years, I probably kissed them all away because I was too busy, didn't keep track, didn't keep a good database, but now I do. And now I am really in touch with them. I talk to them, most of them, on a monthly basis, and it's referral based.
Cool. So what you're saying is most of your business comes from your database, your sphere of influence. You've been building it up. 21 years is a tremendous amount of time to be in this business. And obviously you must give them incredible customer service. That would be my guess.
Duh. Of course I do.
But tell us a little about that. How do you do that?
Well, you know, I'm pretty knowledgeable about the market. And so because I know what's going on in our market and I'm very familiar with loan programs and my finger's on the pulse with what's happening in our marketplace, people know that I'm true and I'm legit and I really know what I'm talking about. And they trust me. And that's half the battle, is getting people to trust you, and my clients trust me.
Right.
So with that being said, they trust me enough to refer me to their friends and their family. And there's some referrals that I have that I'm working on the 4th generation. So.
Okay, cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So you're constantly being educated in the business is completely important, obviously. All right. So here's the hot topic of today. Okay. So the message, folks, is if you're in the business even 15 minutes, 15 years, you have to deliver great customer service. And that's why I love our name, Berkshire Hathaway, too, because it's very synonymous with that. All right. Now we've got this crazy thing happen.
Yep.
7-8 weeks ago. Okay, tell us, how have you been handling it, and has your business slowed, or what have you been doing?
You know, the first 2 weeks, it was a little scary. I had a couple people threaten to back out of their transactions. We were able to keep them in. The stock market dipped, and a couple of them were investors, and they were really afraid that they were just going to lose their pants. But as the weeks have gone on, we've seen things have gotten better, and everybody has stayed in contract. I've done, I think, 10 deals this morning. I just put one of my listings in contract in 50 days, which is a little bit lower than normal, but everything I've done is virtually. So I've only met a client once face-to-face and walked them through a house after they saw it, after they wrote the offer, during their due diligence period. So that's what's different. I'm doing things a little bit differently, doing handheld walking tours of the home. It's really important to do that for your clients. And I think that we're going to be seeing this from this point on. I don't think some of the things we put into effect are going to go away.
Right.
I think they're going to stick around.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so some of the things like the virtual part and the, like you said, you were walking through a listing,
Yes.
like a FaceTime type thing?
Yes.
Or Skype?
Yep.
So you
That's
think
exactly what I do. I take my iPhone and if they don't have an iPhone, we do Zoom, and I walk them through the house just like this, open the closet door, so on and so forth, much like our virtual tours that we're doing now, but it's a little bit more, Bobby, back up, I want to see the basement a little bit more in depth. And clients don't mind having me come through the house. What they don't want is 30, 40 people trampling through their house unless they're serious. Right. So I make sure my clients are serious, and I make sure the clients looking at my listings are serious.
Yeah.
They've had a chance to look at not only the virtual tour that I've had done professionally, but my personal virtual tour. And then if they want to see something else, I go back and video it before I just let people barge into the houses.
Yeah.
Makes people comfortable.
Right. I hear you. And you know what? It's funny you say that, because as soon as you're thinking that, I'm thinking, some of our agents, like I've been in the business for 35 years,
right?
And I've been around since before buyer agency even existed. So I tell a lot of the people I'm coaching, there's never been a better time in the history of mankind to get a buyer-broker agreement signed, because of everything you just mentioned. You got to go, hey, hire me and I'll do all you need.
Yes.
Right?
It's a lot more. Being a buyer's agent there's a lot more to it now than there ever has been before.
Right.
But you know what? Your buyers invest in you. They trust you. They need you now more than ever.
Right.
So it's the best time to be representing buyers.
Yeah. Especially someone knowledgeable like you. That's what they're paying for. They want somebody who knows what they're doing. Remember, even if you're brand new, though, there are things you can do to let people know that you know what you're doing. Like, for instance, even at an open house, study the neighborhood.
Yep.
Go look at all the, right? You can talk from experience if you've seen all this stuff. Okay, so now, one of the things that I didn't mention, but I'd like to, is something you were talking about before we started, like maybe the mindset people need to have. I know, because I'm like you, we got to shake out of this.
Yeah.
We got to get back at it.
Yep.
All right, I mean, safely and so forth. Tell us a little about that. What do you think we need to get going?
Okay, so this message is to everybody out there watching. Today, I got up, put makeup on, put clothes on, put pants on, which was difficult. We've been living in well, I shouldn't say we all have, but the majority of us have been living in yoga pants and pajamas. So I'm going to say right now, start putting clothes on every day, because when this opens up and we're expected to be back at the office and doing business as normal, it's going to feel really foreign to get dressed like we used to. So start doing it now, baby steps. My hairdresser said, geez, I thought I'd have 2 weeks to get ready to cut hair, and it was bam, he gave us 4 hours and we were back to work. Same thing's going to happen to us. Get ready, start conditioning your shoes again, start putting heels on women. Men, put those belts on, because it's going to happen, and everybody's going to expect you to look as business as normal. So now's the time to start.
Right, and that starts with mentally and everything. I love the message too.
Mentally.
Yeah, I love the message too. And you know, here's the thing too, as we know from MLS, like Bobby said, the first 2 weeks, people canceled. Some people canceled. Some of them extended, and they're closing now. But you know, the MLS numbers did go down a little bit, but every week they've been ticking back up.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say they're back to 100%, but they're not far off right now.
No, I'm seeing, I was just telling Rick before we started this that I listed a couple houses this week, and I had 3 showings, 4 showings, 5 showings. I mean, I'm getting, you know, up to 15 showings so far in the first week on both houses, which means they're both going to sell this week. So people that are selling are serious, buyers are serious, numbers are great. It's a great thing to tell your sellers. Interest rates are amazing. Don't be afraid. I'll take care of it. We'll put booties. We'll do hand sanitizer. I'll make sure they're pre-qualified before they walk through your house. Yeah, they need us more now than they've ever needed us before, but now's the time to educate yourself and get yourself prepared to to represent buyers and sellers, listers. Now's the time.
Take listings, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that's so true. And you know, it's the serious people are out there. And you know, how about this? This could happen. I mean, you know, we've been, you know, in limbo, kind of, because the market, it never really, in Vegas, it never really dipped. It dipped a little, but not a lot, and it's right back close to what that pace was. But who knows? Because of this log jam that we've had,
Yep.
we could go to, like, let's say January, February, and March was 100%. We could go to 110% within a month or two, right?
Yeah.
It's very possible.
And if you're, and this is my feeling, and this is what I'm telling my sellers, if you're thinking of waiting, don't, because we're already in phase 1 as Nevadans. When we go to phase 2, anybody that thought about listing is going to list. So it's like going through the winter months. When people don't list, you encourage them to list before spring. Get your sellers to list now, because it's going to be a logjam effect, and we need to get everything out there and open before there's 40 and 50
New listings all at the same time.
Thank you. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a mind reader.
Yes, he is.
So now, wouldn't that be a great message to send out to all? I mean, talk to your sphere, talk to the people in your database, talk to the people in your pipeline, and say, you know, based on what's happening, it's very possible that you have a little bit of an advantage, especially if you're a buyer.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of an advantage because, you know, once consumer confidence is back somewhat, you know, but once it's totally back, all those people on the sidelines are going to jump in. So if I'm a buyer, remember before this, you know, 2, 3, 4 offers on the same property. If you want to beat that curve, now would be a great time to start.
This is something, though, that I think everybody needs to take very seriously. I feel like I could go out and sell houses to everybody today. Not everybody feels that way. Some people aren't comfortable when you walk around and you're not wearing a mask. I mean, everybody has a different feeling. So don't be a salesperson right now. Be your authentic self, and that's going to sell way more houses. Don't be a salesperson. Don't be pushing people, because you don't know how people are feeling. Is this the neighbor that hasn't gone to the grocery store in 2 months? Or is this the person that goes out every week and doesn't even practice social distancing? Don't be a salesperson right now. Be authentic. People can read that in you, and they're going to buy into that way more than, come on, let's go.
I love it. I think that would be the perfect note to end on, everybody. That's a great thing. Be authentic. Be a trusted advisor. At the same token, you know, get dressed. Show up. Right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, right?
Women, put on those jeans. That'll be the first thing that tells you, holy moly, I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, meaning if they fit, right?
That's the problem.
All right, folks. Thank you much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bobby.
You're
I really
welcome,
appreciate it.
Okay.